Assalamu alaikum friends, my name is Dr. Nouman Khan. I work as a GP in Manchester, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about COVID and the upcoming Eid. Friends, as we know, Eid al-Adha, the Eid of sacrifice, is coming. It is celebrated after Hajj, and this year is going to be celebrated likely on 31st of July, depending on the moon sighting. As we all know that this is celebrated across the world with great zeal and fervor. Muslims typically start the day with congregational prayers in mosques or grounds called Eidgahs in large numbers. They gather. This is followed by offering sacrifices depending on the local regulations, and then people gather with their families, their friends, have feasts and enjoy the day for 3 days afterwards. This year, unfortunately, the things are going to be slightly different because of COVID pandemic. This year, we have to make sure that we continue to have safe social distancing guidance in order to avoid the spread of coronavirus. As we all know that mosques have been reopened and they are allowed to have religious gatherings of over 30 people based on the COVID secure guidance followed at all times. With this video, I'd like to just reiterate a few things that we can do in order to keep ourselves and all the loved ones around us safe. Firstly, as we expect lots of people will be going to offer Eid prayers, it is important that we all follow strict COVID safe guidance. Typically, this includes keeping a safe distance of 2 meters between two people, or 1 meter with actions taken to reduce the risk of transmission, such as wearing face coverings. We should wear face coverings in enclosed spaces anyway, including the places of worship as mosques. Follow one-way flow of people in and out of the mosque. Wash your hands before going in and coming out, and after coming out of the mosque, or use hand sanitizers. Bring our own items such as the prayer mats or any books like Holy Quran. And follow staggered entry times to avoid crowding and queues building up. This year, most of the mosques have typically adopted a policy of booking system where either on their website or through special numbers, which can be called or send a text message, specific entry times or specific prayer times can be booked. This prevents people getting into crowded space and prevents the spread of coronavirus. Obviously, if somebody has got any symptoms, they should stay at home and they should get tested immediately. The booking system also helps that a record of people attending at a particular time can be kept to help the NHS test and trace system. So these are the few things about mosques. And now let's talk a little bit about how we can keep ourselves and our loved ones safe during the COVID and Eid. During Eid, it's a common tradition to give greetings by handshake and hugs, but this year we should avoid handshakes and hugs, and instead we can put our hand on the heart to show affection and greetings to others. We should try to keep safe social distancing all the time. If we are gathering in groups, we should make sure that we socialize outdoors, but the group size should be limited to 6 people from different households, or larger groups of no more than 30 people if everyone is belonging to 1 or 2 households. We should only hold or attend celebrations where we can keep safe social distancing. If we have to stay overnight from our home, then we do so only with members of no more than 2 households. And everywhere we go, we should keep safe social distancing, especially places like restaurants, community centers, or places of worship, etc. We need to remember that the more people we interact with, the more chances of a spread of the virus. Hence, we should reduce the number of people we interact or come across with, and this will help to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. With regards to gathering of large people, it is against the law for gatherings of more than 30 people to take place in private homes, including gardens and outdoor spaces, or in public outdoor spaces, unless planned by an organization in compliance with COVID-19 secure guidance. These include organizations such as businesses, charitable organizations, religious organizations, political bodies can do this, but they must take responsibility for carrying out COVID risk assessment and the whole gathering is managed in a way to minimize the risk of transmission of the virus. If an organization is considering to organize such an event in an outdoor space, then it should contact the people who are responsible for managing the outdoor space. And finally, I'd like to talk about one thing which has really changed the way we live in this world dramatically during the COVID pandemic, and this is nothing but the digital revolution. We've all seen how much exponential growth of the digital technology has happened during this COVID time, when people are able to communicate with each other through several digital platforms, including Zoom, Teams, Skype, WhatsApp, Google, etc. And there are so many other platforms as well. People have used them to talk to and relate with their loved ones far away, hold conferences, meetings, and also able to deliver religious sermons during this time, as well as learn new recipes. So there are lots of functionalities, and these digital technologies have definitely brought a lot of people closer together than they thought. So during the coming week, again, we can make good use of these digital technologies to avoid interacting with people and preventing the spread of coronavirus. Remember that we have to make sure we keep safe social distancing, keep washing hands regularly, avoiding touching the face, and these are the only measures that we can use to beat coronavirus. At the end, I like to say Eid Mubarak to all my friends who are celebrating Eid this year, and I wish that we all can celebrate Eid in a much better environment, much more freely and much more at our will in the coming years. Assalamu alaikum.